figure out how to run these ads.
Right.
I thought when Sam used to say that, I used to be like, no, he's like bullshitting. Like Jack's working.
Come on, bro. I'm always working.
I was like, he's working.
Well, Sam finally is able to I taught him how to use the press, so
now
he's finally able to print without me watching and stuff. So
it was a slow process for sure, but now every single piece, I would say 99% of the stuff that goes out, I'm the one who's printing it. And then probably one day a week when Jack comes in a couple days to the studio a week, but he will help me out here and there for some of the stuff that's
But sometimes I feel like Jack doesn't he's present but not present sometimes. I feel like
no, 100%.
He really takes on the designer role, really oh, I'm the designer. I don't need to be doing that shit.
He's the type of guy who will we'll wake up, we'll be like, all right, here's what we need to do today. We know what we need to get done. Here's the order it needs to get done. He'll come to the studio and one random thing will pop up. And then it's an hour, 2 hour, just he has to he just gets carried away on something completely different from what we came into the studio to do that day.
I think I have ADHD.
No,
but it's a blessing.
It's
no,
good.
So
because when you're when we're the only ones who are running this whole thing, it's literally just us two. There's going to be random stuff every single day that pops up that you're not expecting. And sometimes when that stuff pops up, it has to get done right then and right there, even when you're not prepared for it. So I get it. But yeah, we'll definitely a little bit of ADHD mixed in there too. But it's good. It's good.
And days, I'm sure you know this as a company owner, days never go as planned.
Yeah.
It's just something pops up and then it's okay, what's the most important that needs to get done?
Yeah.
Get it done and get it done good though. So it does take one thing takes 3 hours.
So honestly. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's you think it's gonna take 30 minutes, and it's oh, actually it took 2 hours, or something else happens.
And you don't even realize time just flies.
That's what happens with me with deadlines. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I know I have to get this done for you guys, and then somthing will happen, something will happen.
Tell me, we know, bro. With you, we know.
It's fucked up.
No, you guys have actually been really good with the turnaround times too. At least for our stuff.
Yeah, for that
sure.
stuff. Yeah.
No, you saved us too. Having someone help with the patchwork, saved us because we were in there sewing every patch. We still do some patches, but you being able to sew on most of the patches for us really saved us because it's only us two. There was 3 of us. We had Danella help sew, but now it's just us two.
Yeah.
And we literally if we didn't have you, I don't know what would happen. Maybe we'd have to stop using patches, man. Stop, you really saved us.
Just keep going.
Thank you, Turnkey.
Thank
you, Turnkey.
No, but you know that the ADHD thing, I talked about it on, what did I talk about it with? Someone else I talked about it with, where it's, because I still have that too. Where even Erica will tell you that when I'm here, I'll be doing one thing and I'm I need to get this done. And then something else will happen, then I'm over there. And then something else will happen, I'm over there. And then I'm distracted. Then I'm wait, I should probably hang this light.
Yeah.
And just get this shit over with. And then I start doing that. And I'm wait, I need to get that done. And then I have to go back over there. And I'm dude, I'm out of control right now.
100%.
I'm diagnosed with OCD too.
Really?
So I see all of your threads are in the right color. Some of them are bothering me. But that too, if I see a mess where something's unorganized, I can't work, which is a lot of the reason I have to work at home now and design at home because he's not really like that. He'll throw stuff places until the day's over. Then he'll clean it up. But I just can't be in a chaotic workspace too.
Oh yeah. No, and here the idea was to keep the threads by color, but then they'll come in and we tell them. But what I've learned about having employees is that as much as you want to be hey, this is how things need to go and this is what I need you guys to do, they don't do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me because I'm hey, I need you guys to put the colors here and do this and blah blah, and they just
There's some things it's
fuck it.
Yeah.
They're humans too, and
but
they got their own things to do to their workflow. So that's why I let him do his thing as long as the work's getting done.
Yeah,
good.
No, and that's there you go. Yeah. See, and that's I guess not. I don't even know. I don't know what the dynamic is if it's a superior of right is
it ain't
between us two.
Yeah, no, if, just say if Jack says something, does it have to get done, or is it
I think both of us are on the same we both have the same end goal in mind, and that end goal is to we both know what our roles are at this point, and we both know exactly what needs to get done. And like, I will look at some of the stuff that I know he needs to work on, and he knows what he needs to work on, and I'll think, hey, maybe you should do this before that. But he's like, no, this is more important. And sometimes I go back and forth on like what needs to get done first, and you know how quickly those certain things need to get done. But and same thing for me, like, if I'm, let's say, you know, I do a lot of, like we were talking about, I do a lot of the printing for the brand. I do like a lot of the community outreach. I do 100% of the fulfillment. Like and he has
Community
a ton of roles.
outreach?
Like he obviously has
Community outreach, bro.
Community outreach.
Bro just made up a new hat, like community
yo,
outreach.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, there's a lot of things I do that you don't even know about yourself.
Sounds
Community
like a
outreach.
studio
I'm reaching.
community outreach.
I'm reaching out to a lot of people, as in like trying to get.
Support. He's support. Customer
No,
support.
and actually, no, it's true, but it just sounds.
Y'all
funny.
don't even know. Y'all
No.
can
I actually do understand what you're saying, but
Yeah.
it's just good.
Yeah, we are trying to reach out.
He's like,
to,
yo,
That
fried
did sound
sushi.
mad
He's
corporate.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, fried sushi.
Community
Exactly.
outreach.
Try the model. Or
yeah, no, literally what happened. I'm like, yo, reach out to Fried Sushi. Let's get a model. So I guess you can call that community outreach.
No,
And
it
we're
is.
trying
That's
to
exactly what it is.
That's not even what
Yeah.
I was. I'm
start reaching out. We're reaching out to more influencers.
He's
and
like,
stuff.
yo, John Summit. You guys want some cool
John
shit?
Summit reached
Shout
out
out
to
John
us.
Summit,
He reached
yeah.
out to us. Actually,
He didn't reach
but
out to us.
his designer.
Not designer, bro. It's
His
called
stylist.
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 Sorry,
Stylist reached out.
he's new to the space over here.
Yeah, his stylist reached out, which is pretty cool.
Which is sick.
He ended up wearing it too.
He
He's
wore it
posted-
in like a 5-second clip, man.
I know.
It was crazy.
And funny
but
enough, who did I tell? I think I told you.
Yeah.
Was that I saw the video, and it was just like quick because I followed John Summit, right? So then I saw the video, and I was like, oh shit, that's you guys. And I screenshotted it, and then when I go to send it to Jack, he had already messaged me like, yo,
Yeah.
your boy's wearing our stuff.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, it was
No,
crazy.
yeah.
I didn't even know who John Summit was like before.
neither do I, and don't hate me, but yeah.
What?
Now I know. I follow
Yeah.
him now.
Well, I mean,
cool
unless
guy.
you're
Seems
into
like
house-
a cool guy.
yeah, super
I'm
cool
not into
guy.
house like that.
Oh, okay.
I respect it, but
Shout out to him though. Like as soon as this person reached out and we like saw him wearing it though, I'm like his most diehard #1 fan now.
Yeah,
so
he's
like,
like, yo, John Summit.
shout
all
out
the
John
way.
Summit. Come through the studio, bro. Come
No,
through.
that'd be
I know
sick.
you're watching right now. Appreciate you.
yeah. And no, that stuff is cool. Like I've had just artists I've been listening to my whole life, like West Side Boogie, aka The Savior, Eric the Architect, like just people.
Xavier Wolf, is that what you're talking about?
Who?
No, never mind. Wrong Xavier.
Wrong Xavier. But
Yeah, AK the Savior is who you
yeah.
said.
Oh,
yeah.
the Savior.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I thought you
Yeah.
said Xavier. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Xavier Wolf.
Am I missing anyone?
I don't
Anyone
know,
else you want to work with? Just
Yeah.
name them.
We've had like a handful of people
Yeah.
like, reach out. which has
Isaiah
been really
Rashad, I
cool.
got to give him stuff
Yeah.
because
Oh, that's
he was
cool.
in the studio.
We
The
had
studio across from us.
We had the skateboarder. What's his name? Nigel Houston.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
that's cool.
He placed an order. Pretty sure it's him. Like 99% sure.
Yeah,
it
let's
was
not
him.
add this part in because
Yeah,
we don't know if
yeah.
it was Nigel Houston or not. But
I mean,
I'm pretty sure it was him though.
it was going to a big house in
Yeah.
Sacramento.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing, like when it's literally just us two doing everything
You
for
see
the most
everything.
part. So like I see every single person that places an order for us. And like if a name catches my eye, like I'm gonna, it's always a cool, every single order we get still blows my mind
That's cool.
when I look at it and I see these people's names, I see exactly where we're shipping it to. And we are the ones who are making every single thing that's going out to these people, and we're the ones fulfilling it, taking it to the post office every single day of the week. So that's how I was able to like catch it, even if like somebody doesn't reach out, like Najee Houston is like, hey, I just placed an order. Not that he would ever do that, but like
Yeah.
it's that's still like the little parts of the brand that are like really cool for
yeah,
I
and
think
these
both
are
of
all
us.
dudes like everyone I mentioned, like I've like listened to them or like seen them, watched them since I've been like 9 years old.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's just crazy that like I don't know, just like what making your own thing can like do.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing about having a clothing brand is like you start to like make it real easy to get in contact with these people that when you were young you idolized, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like how could I ever? I'm not gonna be a rapper. I'm not gonna be this. But then you start doing your own thing and fashion or whatever it is, and then you could like really start to like connect this thing.
It's
and
a
be
small world.
Like, yeah. Then you start realizing that
Yeah.
it is, and you're
and
like, hey.
everything goes together. It doesn't matter if it's art, freaking building stuff. Like, I mean, everything's art in its own way, but
Yeah.
it all like if you're doing it good, it's all gonna blend together.
Exactly. And that's how I felt too about having Turnkey, right? Because I'm not designing anything. Like I'm not the designer like you guys, right? Like you, And like Pool House and like these other brands that are in that building, you guys are designers and you guys all like collaborate and like talk. Or that one dude with the basketball, I don't know what his name is.
Hoop
He hit me
Dream.
up.
Jared
Shout out Jared.
Ellis. Yeah.
We're
yeah.
making a hoop soon. Be on the lookout for that. But
Yeah, he's got a really cool brand called Hoop Dream Studios.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, his whole brand is he makes custom basketball hoops. Y'all should look into it. And he's made them for like some of the craziest. Pretty sure he's made a hoop for like Drake and like Young Thug, like some of the craziest people. But yeah, he used to be in that building as
he
well.
played Snoop Dogg too in that movie All Eyes on Me.
Yeah,
Literally.
he's an
really?
actor as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool.
So he moved out?
Yeah, he works in a different studio in
Paramount.
Paramount now.
Paramount?
Yeah, he's big time, bro. He's big time.
I mean, that's far.
Yeah, I
He's
don't even know.
he's from that area, I believe.
But yeah,
okay.
he used to be in that studio. That's where he met him. But yeah, that whole building, like you were talking about, we're in there. Pool House is in there. I know a lot of the people you work with are in there. What's that?
Pinup
Pinup.
Rags,
Yeah, those guys. Those like I
young
met them in
goats.
here that one time, and they were like young kids.
Yeah.
And that was like crazy for me to see.
Like us
because
too, man. Well,
how- did
not
you-
like you.
No,
but-
they're like next level, bro. That was
You're 20. Okay, you're 25. I'm 28. Those kids were
17.
17. Yeah,
That's
and
inspiring, dude.
yeah,
Bro,
really.
that's what I'm saying. So
When I was
episode
17,
6,
dude, yeah.
catch that one, Pinup Rags. But
Yeah.
these kids are
Shout out to them.
17, 19, and then 20.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are they like related? Just
No,
friends?
bro.
Just
Like
homies?
their stories, just to make it short, is that the one guy Nate, he started Pinup Rags, met his friend Sean,
Yeah.
who lives in Reno, on TikTok, and then they met from there because Sean was making jeans. So then he commissioned them to make him a pair of jeans. That became a friendship, then became a business.
Sorry, I didn't want to mess up the mic.
Yeah, that became a business, and then they just grew, and then they hired, and then they brought in their other friend Owen, which
That's
and
insane.
that's it. And then
Yeah.
they got a studio there.
Big like 17. Like,
When I
I
was-
wasn't
bro.
even thinking.
I was literally in high school, right?
Yeah.
Like when
Bro.
we were 17. Like that's
They were
insane.
like, I asked them Nate, I was like, hey, so how did you when did you get started with us? He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I started selling like thrift clothes when I was young, and I'm like, what do you mean young? He's like, yeah, when I was 15,
That's so cool.
and he just turned 17
Yeah.
in November.
Awesome.
imagine, like-
I don't know if is he from like LA.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
lives somewhere in
Yeah.
LA.
I think that's the cool thing about LA. Like, so I'm from Virginia. Me and him both, and like, when you're like 12, since I've been like 8, it's like the thing to do. Like, play sports.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be good at sports and like play sports. Like, there was nothing about like arts really, like any of that. It's just like play sports, play sports, play sports.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like out here in LA, it's like, let's go to the Melrose Trading Post and like find some vintage. Like,
Yeah.
kids do that. That's so cool. And like,
But it's a I think it goes both ways, right? Because you could also get lost pretty much in the
Definitely.
sauce of like,
Yeah.
I want to be this cool designer, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then you end up just doing jack shit.
definitely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people do get into the fluff of like, yeah, I want to be the cool designer. and, like,
Yeah.
when in reality they're not doing anything.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So like, where you guys came from somewhere out of state where none of this was even a reality for you guys, and then
Not
you guys
at all. Yeah.
came in, and now you guys are actually an influence to the LA culture of people that actually live here, which is kind of
Interesting.
really cool, you know?
No, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I never thought of it that way. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Because you guys now are like LA,
Hopefully,
Yeah,
hopefully.
but
Yeah.
really LA because there's right here, no, right there. Oh no, right there.
Bro's Hollywood got
That was
cameras
Hollywood.
everywhere.
Oh, I
here.
like that.
We had to do our makeup before we came on here. This is crazy.
But yeah,
This is
LA
crazy.
has like changed everything.
That LA shirt, I like that. I was telling Sam, I was like, especially with Dodgers fans, like people go crazy for the Dodgers shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So me and you had talked about it like last week when we just dropped off the first batch of like the new LA stuff. This is the Among the Papayons collection that we released like 2 weeks now?
Bro's got a little speech like among the papillons.
Among the Papayons, which means among the butterflies.
Among-
but it's
Among
really
the
like
papillions.
Among the butterflies.
all right, I won't be speaking anymore. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all.
But this yeah, the reason we made this because we've been working in LA for almost 3 years now. Studio's been in LA. We're here every day. LA it's LA. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
It's great. It's crazy. It's like it's just LA. And a funny thing about it, like I noticed that somehow like I feel like every day I still see like, don't you see butterflies a lot here? Like
Actually, yeah, we went to Creature yesterday. No, Saturday. Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, you
We saw
would think
butterfly.
that like with the way some things are, you know, especially downtown, there's not
you're
many like
like-
plants or like
Yeah.
greenery or anything, and it's just so chaotic and like some parts are a little dirty, but like there's still like butterflies like fluttering around, and I was like, that's kind of like cool. You would never think that.
Yeah.
So it's why this collection is called "There's Still Butterflies in LA," and it's just the
Oh, okay.
meaning to like there's still like hope, and like the butterfly like is representing like hope. And,
Okay.
you know, like it's like a good omen.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
even if things are like chaotic, like I'll be sitting in traffic and being like, dang, like I do miss like Virginia, like no traffic over there.
Yeah.
Like takes me an hour to get home. But
It's-
then I
it's just
see
slow. It's slow over there.
I see like a butterfly float by, and it just reminds me I'm in the right place. And
Yeah.
even when things are like, you know, stressful, chaotic, like that butterfly so gracefully will like fly by,
Yeah.
like literally fly by. And it's
Yeah,
just like,
I mean that's what the whole collection is about. It doesn't even have to just be just LA. It's just when anything in life feels overwhelming or things aren't going the way that you pictured them, or there's a lot of messed up stuff going on for everybody. There's still moments where if you take a second to like look around and find the gratitude and really reflect on that and focus on that, like it can kind of just change your whole mindset and change your whole day. And how
you'll
you
see
look at a
something
lot of
out there in
things.
nature, whether it's
Yeah.
a butterfly, like just a bird,
Yeah.
an ant crawling gracefully, like it's out there.
No,
like,
yeah. And I mean, and you just paying attention to the details.
Exactly.
Like, I guess just kind of speaks on like
Yeah.
your vision of that, because it's all about the details sometimes. And
Mm-hmm.
really with your guys' stuff, it is really the details. There's like
Yeah.
a patch and like this and
The
that.
little strap.
little
like,
strap. It's just
canvas
like,
strap,
okay, it's
yeah.
not just a shirt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes he'll be like, what's the point of like adding? He's like, don't do a patch. Don't add the little canvas 1-inch webbing strap. I'm like, it's the details, like bring it together. And
Yeah.
that's what makes it. Like,
He's like,
a
don't
piece
add
by
this.
us.
They're gonna charge us more.
Exactly. Honestly, yeah. it's
Somebody's gotta look out for that
This
kind of
guy's
stuff.
sometimes
like,
crazy.
someone,
about
no,
it.
it's a good balance. I'm lucky I have someone to like really keep me in check, because I need that balance of like,
Yeah, I
is this really necessary? Should we put money here?
Yeah.
He really thinks about the money a lot, which I don't.
Pocket watching over here.
He's pocket watching, but we need a pocket watcher, a professional pocket watcher. That's
100%.
like that's basically his role. For
Yeah.
some
Who
players.
who's his best interest is his own as well, because
Yeah.
he is part of it, right?
that was
Yeah.
deep.
Right?
I like that.
You like that? Just came up with it right
Was
now.
that Play-Doh? Oh, that was you.
That was Play-Doh, yeah.
Damn, that was good. Yeah,
That was
I'm gonna
good,
steal
huh?
that.
Yeah.
Good lookies.
That was really good. But yeah, no, sometimes you can definitely, and I feel like this is a thing for all creators. Like Jack designs every single thing that comes out for us. And like you mentioned earlier, we used to have Danella used to be part of the team, and she's a really, really great designer. She decided to start doing some other stuff, but so now Jack designs every single thing.
Yeah.
And,
And
like-
Danella, yeah, this wouldn't be possible without Danella. Any of this, she like believe in. We started the brand together.
Okay.
2021 or two. I guess 2022 officially.
Dang, that's not even that long.
That's
ago.
what
I
it
know,
started,
dude.
like,
It's
being
barely
That's
been over 2
crazy.
years.
Yeah.
April 18th of this year is when we officially became like a registered business. April 18th, 2022. So this year was our 2-year mark, and we know that because like some like bank stuff, they're like, oh, you guys are officially like a business now for 2 years, so we can offer you this and this. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, I
That's
didn't know that
amazing.
made a difference. Like you had to be like a
Time.
stable business for like
Yeah.
2 years. To,
Well,
like,
because they're not betting on you, but that's why when you do your
Yeah.
taxes, you could claim zero like profit for 3 years, because not that it's your fault, but like most businesses do fail
Mm-hmm.
the first 3 years.
that's and we didn't do that.
didn't do that.
Luckily, we haven't
2023
failed.
was like, yo, you guys got to pay like 30 grand in taxes.
Yeah,
You're
no,
not
that was our
wrong.
first year in
Really?
business. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that was a
that's
crazy
probably a
moment.
mistake on us. And yeah, I do recommend that. Like, don't start the like legal LLC or anything until you're like.
Whoa.
There's
Thank
2
you.
ways to do it.
No.
Like, I would wait until you have an established business, and I don't know. Yeah, I would wait till it's like, okay, this for sure like can be kind of like legit. You know, don't pay taxes like right away. Am I gonna get like arrested for that?
No, that's
Yeah.
exactly no. That's I'll be honest with you. That's exactly how you do. That's what I tell. See, if I would have met you guys in 2022, I would have told you guys that exact same thing. I would
Yeah.
have been like, guys, don't register an LLC. You're not sure if this is gonna make it. You don't need to be paying taxes. You don't need
Yeah.
a CPA. You don't even know. You don't know anything that's gonna happen.
Well,
And so-
honestly, I think it was different for us and probably a lot of people in this industry because we had to get a resale license. To get our wholesale stuff. We had
is fine.
to and you need
You could
like
do that
legal
with having a
documents.
sole prop.
Even to like run maybe ads on Instagram and stuff, you need to have a like actual what's it called, an EIN, stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, we definitely rushed into like.
But all that stuff that you mentioned, you could get it having a sole prop, meaning like with an LLC, you're gonna have to pay those taxes, right? Depending on how you distribute and whatever, right? Yeah. But if you have a sole prop, it's like $50 to get started, and you could still get your EIN, you still get your resale license, and then that's it. You know what I mean? It's the easiest way, and then you could still, with a sole prop, you're using your social security as like with the EIN as well. But when you do your taxes, you could use your social as well. Yeah. So it's kind of like you're using your own money with the business. Yeah. Which is a good way to start out, so that way you're not like paying a gain. You could be like, I made 50 grand, but I also spent 45,000 in expenses. So technically I made no money. Mm-hmm. So then they'd be like, okay, let me give you back 10 grand.
Definitely. We learned, so I don't think we'll ever have to start another business.
I didn't know you were an accountant too.
Yeah,
a lawyer.
You should hire this guy.
IRS.
Handyman.
I do not know these guys. I do not know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
No, it's because so when I started my business in 2016, my De La Fuente brand.
Yeah.
Which is dope. You need to get back into the designing, dude.
I've never seen any of your stuff.
Well, at the time it was like. Well, at the time, what was big was like brands like Amiri. So Amiri was like my inspiration. Like I was like, fuck, Amiri's like the hottest brand now. I want to be like Amiri. But the style of that was like rock and roll. Yeah. So a lot of my stuff was rock and roll influence, right? So then when we did like, not to name drop, but when we did like the Lenny Kravitz stuff, because he wore our stuff for his tour, it was cool because like I was really into like the rock and roll, and like he's like a total icon.
Yeah, it's like a fulfilling moment.
Yeah,
to see
and
that.
I was like, this is
full
amazing. Circle.
Yeah,
so it was really it felt so, and it goes back to that whole thing where you're like you look up to these people and you hear American Woman and you're like, oh yeah, my clothes is on that guy, and you're like so like this far apart from like being friends, you know, and so
you kind of forget like about how big of a moment it is once it happens.
Yeah,
and like because you feel the same.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like
it's like it happened.
It happens, and then but you have to really like let that moment sit and be like, I did that shit. And
I feel like creators are bad at like letting, especially artists, like letting moments like hit and be like realize like where you came from and like how crazy it is and like that some things have happened the way they've happened.
Well, I think it's just hard because then you kind of keep going to the next thing because you're a creator, but then you're also a business, right? So then you're like, okay, I need to keep going. Yeah. But touching back to that whole when I had my brand thing was that the reason I know these things was because I had my brand, but then I was also working BMW. So with BMW stuff, like you're making, you know, entry tech could make 60, and then like as a high level tech, you make like 130.
60 million?
No, 60,000. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
like 130,000. So during my time there, I started making like, you know, like the top level that you can make.
Big boy money.
Yeah, you're the
big boy money.
Big boy job.
Yeah, so I was like top tech and all this stuff. But with that came, you have to do taxes. So while all my other BMW friends were getting taxed like $20,000 for making 120,000, I was getting back like $10,000 every single time. I mean, hopefully it doesn't come off wrong, but like actually it shouldn't because I've never paid taxes my whole life. Ever.
Oh.
For
IRS, if you like make it so we don't have to pay taxes, I would turn this guy right now.
You need to be our accountant.
No, but I'll tell you why. Because I realized that if I had a legit business and I had my clothing brand, I wouldn't have to pay taxes. And what I was doing was, the thing was that if I get an audit, it wasn't, because that's the scare, right? You can claim whatever you want, but if you get audited, then you have to show proof. Well, the thing was that with all my BMW money, I actually bought all this, like not all of this, but like half of this equipment. So all my money was actually going back into the business. I wasn't lying about it. Like I was actually dumping everything that I made back into it. So then therefore, when tax season came, I was like, well, I have my business. This is what I dump back into it. And they're like, all right, well, you didn't make any money. I was like, well, no shit. Yeah. So there you go. And I always got money back. That's how I realized that.
And you kept your receipts too.
Yeah, I kept everything. Yeah. Because you never know. Like they could audit you.
And just like we were talking about, like kind of taking a second to like take a step back and be like, holy crap, like look what we did. I mean, like, dude, I remember the studio where we met you. I don't even know if that was your first studio, but the one you were in like
third.
Your third. See, I didn't even know, but like this one, just like the level up you took in the past couple months from the studio that you were in previously is unreal. And it all started with your BMW money.
Just got to organize these color threads, man, and then be a good spot.
Yeah. No, but it is really about taking that risk. If I didn't take the risk to just jump and do it, like
Yeah.
It's like taking strategic risks, right? Which is also comes into business. Like, should we do this? Should we?
I mean, that's
do
how
that?
that's how the whole brand for us started
Risk.
too.
I
mean,
take
like,
those risks.
Yeah, like we're still. I mean, every single day we're in business is still taking a risk. I feel like, and I know you know that too, running your own stuff.
Yeah.
Like every single, you
Yeah.
never know
For
like
me,
what could
yeah.
happen.
I think I'm blessed because I'm young.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be young, but I'm in the position where I can risk. Like, I don't really have too many responsibilities
Mm-hmm.
right now, so like, I just decided, especially when I moved out here, it's like,
Yeah.
what do I have to lose? You know,
Exactly.
What could happen? What's the worst that could happen? Like, I might as well. Life is short, very short. You never know like what's gonna happen the next day. So like, let's risk it and like,
Yeah, and
let's start this brand.
Yeah, like, and I always think that risking it is important, but also realizing. I think a conversation that I had with myself was risking it and understanding what you just said of like what's the worst that can happen.
Yeah.
And like really understanding what's the worst that can happen, because once you did that, right? You understood what's the worst that can
Yeah.
happen and you were okay with that. But a lot of times people don't actually sit down and be like, what's the worst that can happen? Oh, I'll have to move back home.
Exactly.
That's
is
the worst.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's not
Yeah.
horrible. Or the worst that can happen would be that if I don't move back home, I may have to just get a job. Oh, that's going to mess up my image.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's the worst that can happen while I get this going.
That's
so
the-
that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
once you realize that, like, yeah, what's the worst? And you accept what's the worst. And then you
Yeah.
just go,
You just got to drop the ego.
yeah.
You know, I think that's the biggest thing with like people really starting. It's one thing to start your own business, like that's super hard, but starting a business where you're putting your art into the world is like it's like a whole another thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like it's really hard. I mean, even for myself, like there would be no way I would be doing anything like this if it wasn't for like what Jack started. So like
Lazy brains.
like putting our art into the world like that is like it's a crazy thing, but it's really just like when you drop the ego, which is like one of the hardest things that anybody could do. Like I
100%.
completely understand it's like so hard to do, but like you said, when you realize what is the worst thing that could happen, it kind
Yeah.
of just turns into like a fuck it moment, and you're just like,
Yes.
well, let's see what happens.
When it comes
know what
to
I mean?
like making art too and like releasing art, for me it's like I'm just being true and like sharing, like even if it doesn't look good to everyone or something, like I have messages that I feel like are like real and like true, and like how could you like hate on that, you know, like
Yeah.
what I'm trying to like spread, and like it's just like real life stuff. It's just about embracing humanity basically, and like literally just like things I've been through that I need to tell myself, like messages. I put them on the clothes, and like
Yeah.
I can put this out there, and like even if it doesn't look good or you don't like it, it's like
Right.
the messaging's like it's real.
I think me and you both know that not everybody like, and that's for any type of art, not everybody's gonna like, appreciate, or connect with the stuff that you're putting out, whether it's us or literally any brand or any artist or anything like that. But you and both of us are the main thing with our brand is the messages that we spread with the clothes. Luckily, like your designs are so fire, in my opinion, that like it complements the messages that we put in each piece like perfectly. But it's not going to be for everybody. But as long as me and you are okay with like the message that's going with, whether it's a full collection or a shirt or a pair of shorts or whatever we're dropping, like as long as that's solid, however it does is however it does. Like
Yeah.
as long as we're putting out what we want to put out and the message we want to spread into the world, then
Yeah.
we're going to be cool with it. However it does, whether something flops or whether it does really well, like we're going to be cool with it.
No such thing as a flop, as it's
That's right.
like if
Yeah.
if you're putting out true stuff that like you like and you want to put it out to the world, it's like put it out. You saying it goes back to the same thing. What do I have to lose if I don't sell one shirt?
Yeah.
Who cares? Like worst that could happen. Yeah,
Yeah. And
things fail and I move back home.
100%. But I also, here's the other part of that, right? Is that in the beginning, you have that mentality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then once that is your reality, then you have to move to the next level
That's right.
where that mindset could cost you, right? So then therefore you have to, right? That's why like it's perfect for you guys because there's a balance, right?
Yep.
It's like this, you're the creative. You're like, I'm watching this and like being hard on you of like this kind of flopped, right? Because like, yeah, there is no flop, but at the end of the day, it's still business.
At the end of the day, exactly.
So
At the end of the day, we
100%
gotta
right.
survive. It's not cheap out
Yeah.
here.
And then so therefore, then you start to be like, okay, that looks cool. Maybe not the most not the best idea for what the cost is. Maybe
Yeah.
we gotta figure something out, right? And that's where like you start to balance these two things.
Like, don't get me wrong, there has been countless things that, whether there's been 100 things that you've made where I'm just like, absolutely not.
I got 100 things in the vault that I think are cool. Hundreds of things, 100 designs ready to go. That,
Maybe
like,
we'll drop them at some
we'll
point.
never see the light of day. But
Really?
like, yeah.
But then, okay, let's just say you design something, shows it to you, and then you guys both have to okay it, or like how's that?
I
working out?
have Danella still okay things because she has a really good creative eye.
Okay.
And like she knows she's not shy when it comes to like this is good, this is not good. I think that's part of the reason like we've kind of always put out like stuff. To me, obviously, I think it's good, but like Danella has had such a good eye on like design. She comes from a family of like artists, and like she doesn't even work with us anymore. But I still send her every design. I'm like, is this good? And she'll still be honest about it and be like, no, not good enough to drop. Yes, it's good. It's just like I'm lucky to have people who are honest. Like,
yeah, no yes.
brutally,
men,
they're
right?
like they're family to me. So like they're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, gotcha.
That's what you
Let's move on
need.
to the next
Yeah, that's
one.
what you need.
Even though I still like it, but
Yeah.
like, I do have to like, I don't want to put out anything that like sucks.
Yeah.
I still take the same message in and like put it on a different design.
But if you change something, it could look better, right? But just to
Yeah.
you might be like, oh, I'm the creative.
Yeah.
But then as long as, time back to your thing about having the ego, as long as you're not stuck in like, oh no, like, what do you know? Like, I'm the creative,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like that really does help. And that
Yeah.
creates a good
I
business.
mean, I would say two things. Like, the first thing is that
Well, for example, like if I'm really like I know if something's good, even if he doesn't like it, and I'm like I don't care. Like we just, the fly away. I mean, yeah, we have blue shorts that say "Fly Away" with the LA Dodgers
Oh, yeah,
logo.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
dropped those. He said don't drop them because they look like they say "Flay Away." I'm like, nah, bro,
yeah.
they're dope. And yeah, they ended up being the best seller like of the last collection we
How's
dropped.
this guy know?
And I was literally like, told you, man, like I'm never listening to you again. But no, there are
But here's the
Yeah.
thing, and you know,
Negative.
to play
negative.
devil's
Yeah.
advocate.
You
a
gotta be
little bit,
negative. I'm playing.
Yeah.
Don't be negative.
it's gone the other way too, where it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, don't drop that. Like, I don't know about that one. Like, yeah, it's cool. I don't know if our people are going to like it. I don't know if I even like it. We drop it and it flops. So like, it goes both
Yeah,
ways.
no,
Like,
but to play
flops
devil's
happen,
advocate
dude.
on,
Yeah.
on those
it's
shorts
part of the game.
is that it could have also been the blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think it's I think with those shorts.
Okay, let me ask you
specifically,
this: you guys did that design on a separate color and like a different color, right?
The blue shorts, no, they're only on the blue.
Fake fan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Guys.
They're only on the blue shorts.
I thought it was
but-
on the black one.
No, that was a different design.
Yeah,
which
we-
kind of flopped.
No, they
No,
didn't.
it didn't flop. Nothing flopped. All right,
Nah.
nothing really flopped. I mean, we're not huge at all, you know. So like,
Yeah.
some things do better than others. Obviously, not
Flop would
everything.
be like
not
no one
everything's-
bought the shit.
Yeah,
Like,
not
I don't think
everything's
that's a reality,
flying.
right?
Like we're not a huge brand or anything.
no, but you're good. You guys are
We're
moving
solidified,
Shit. Yeah,
yeah,
you guys are
we're-
moving shit.
Yeah.
But a flop would be like, yeah, no one bought the shit because no one
Exactly.
messed with it, and that's,
Which
that's
could
okay.
happen
It
anytime.
happens.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
It's good. It's good.
I don't think we've ever. To me, we have, but like we haven't had like an album with no skips. You know, there's always
Yeah.
one piece that people are like, maybe sells one,
Uh,
which is fine,
yeah.
and that's like a skip on the album
Yeah.
to them, to like the customer.
But to us, everything we've ever released,
Yeah.
we've both definitely been like, yeah, like this is
and I
especially.
take it, I like look at the design, I'm like, okay. And like I see like our best sellers, what works.
Right.
And honestly, it's the most chaotic pieces that sell the most.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. Sometimes like I like chaotic designs, but
Yeah.
sometimes I want to like do something simple. And that's something I was going to talk about. It's like sometimes I just want to drop blank things, but like the messaging is so important to me. So like I'm trying to get creative and like maybe hide messages
Oh,
in
yeah.
places.
For
We
the
have
people
messages
that
on
don't
our
want-
tags now that you
Yeah.
sew on the woven label. It's just like putting it on there, like, because I still want to like, you don't need words to spread an image, obviously, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to like start developing like dope pieces with that are like blank, except you find the hidden message in it, and it's
Oh, yeah.
like it's there.
Yeah. for the
Nobody
people
steal that. Nobody steal that.
Well, for the people that don't want like
Exactly.
the brand there, right?
Yeah.
They just want like
Yeah. They
Which
just
is
want
a
good
hu-
quality,
yeah,
dope
that's-
yeah,
clothes.
good quality. Yeah.
There's a huge like tons of people only want to wear blank stuff, which I completely get. So hopefully we'll be able to like move into stuff like that like very soon. I mean, we have a ton of things. I mean, you and I both know, and you know, like we have so many things that we want to do eventually with the brand. And like going back to what we were talking about at first, like we have a huge list of people that we want to like get into our clothes eventually, and just there's so much stuff we want to do. and we've only been really doing it, like really doing it for about 2 years. So that's another thing, like taking into perspective,
Yeah.
like we have a long way to go. We are nowhere near where we want to be, but it is cool to like take a moment and be like, this is cool. We're even sitting right here recording this podcast with these lights, and like you got like tech people back here, like you got a whole team. Like it's crazy. It's crazy for us to like even like
grateful. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, but we got a long way
We
to go
ending
for
this
sure.
podcast or what?
Thank you. We had a good
Yo,
time.
thank you guys. All right, we'll catch you guys later.
Oh, man.
We're ending shit.
All right, y'all ready to start now, though?
All right,
Was
let's
that the
actually
warm-up?
get into the podcast now,
Yeah.
guys. But I mean, we did kind of touch base a little bit on when you started 2022.
Yeah. Well, honestly, started in 2020. I don't
Like
even know
when
when
did
I
you start?
moved
Like
out here,
when you moved?
man.
Yeah, when you started making clothes.
I gotta pull up my phone.
And where did you get inspiration from to actually do clothes how you do, and then
Yeah.
put like the patches and
Yeah.
the stuff? Because that to me is like really the unique
for sure.
thing that you guys do is
Yeah.
just add these little things. And to what you were saying, it's like it is a little bit like it doesn't need that, and like why is this here? But then it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he misconstrued it a little bit. It's not like I'm saying like, no, you don't need the patches. Like take the patches out. It's just
They're like, yo, Turnkey's
Some-
gonna charge us more, man. Let's take
it-
this out.
it's things you got to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
charged
it's
too
just
much.
sometimes like, and what I was gonna say is that I think a lot of creators can relate that like sometimes you'll just get kind of like you'll like get locked down. You've been like in a room designing a whole collection for
Yeah.
like weeks at a time, and you'll just like get so zoned in on like that one thing that you've been working on that when I come in to like look at, he's like, hey Sam, like come check this out, like look at the things I made today, and I'll come look at it and tell him what I think, and it's from somebody coming from like that hasn't been sitting at the computer all day
Yeah.
and like racking their brain on what to do, and I come in from an outsider's perspective. I'm like, that's not it. Like, no, we don't need, not everything needs everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sometimes it is better to be a little more simplistic, and I think we are like we
Yeah.
are finding
and
that
it gets
balance.
hard, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, we probably have close to like 80 pieces for something out, and everything has a graphic on it, and it's like, how many more graphics can I do? I can always like, I'm getting creative with it still, and like doing more
Yeah.
graphics that like
Which
look
I do have a
different.
question about that.
Yeah.
But I think it's just to keep the story like
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Because I
Okay.
do want to.
Yeah, I just pulled up. I moved out here. I got to LA from Virginia. Drove my Toyota across the country. I got here December 5th, 2020.
Damn. Like just because there was someone here.
Yeah,
or,
I
like-
had a friend out here. I was going to school in Virginia, VCU, Virginia Commonwealth University. COVID scare happened.
Oh, shit.
And then they're like, yeah, everyone's got to like go to school online. So college became online, and then COVID like started to happen. Actually, everything like closed down. Flights became like $20 to like fly out here. So I
Yeah.
visited my friend who like moved out here, and I was like, oh, it is cool out here.
Yeah.
And everything was closed, and like there was no traffic, nothing out here, and
Yo,
like
this is sick.
yeah, there was nothing. And he had like he wanted to like start a screen printing business. And he's like, if you move out here, I'll let you like, I'm taking a screen printing class. Like you come take it with me, and then we'll
cool.
start learning how to screen print, just screen print for other people and make a little money on the side. So
cool.
since school was online, I kind of like, it went to that thing where like, what do I have to lose? Like life is short.
Yeah.
I think this like opportunity from the universe or whatever you want to call it.
But how do you meet that guy?
I grew up with him in high school.
Oh, and he left your area.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
He left after high school.
That's cool.
So yeah, I just decided like, what do I have to lose? You know, school was online. It's like the opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drop out of school yet. I do eventually,
Yeah.
but yeah, I came out here and I was like, yeah, screen printing seems cool. Like, I went to school for creative advertising, which we did a little graphic design background. But I wasn't like, I had no plans like making a brand or like anything like that.
Oh shit.
Just, and screen printing was completely random. I'm like, yeah, that seems cool, printing a shirt. So yeah, long story short, I packed my like 2 suitcases and like put it in my car, drive across country, get here,
Damn.
adjust, and then
And then during this time, where are you at? Like, you're just chilling at home just
During
like,
this
drinking
time,
beers,
I was working. So I
training to be a
graduated.
cop. Like, what's going
Exactly. Yeah.
I swear I don't usually have this mustache. It's just a
on?
thing I'm trying out.
You always have it.
But,
It's all-
He's always got something going on.
Nah, at that time I had graduated college in 2019, so I was already done with college. I graduated, not to brag, but I was working just like corporate sales job is what I was doing out of college. So I was just like grinding
you
away
weren't
on
trying
that.
to be a cop.
Nah, not yet.
Worse.
Nah, not at that time. Nah, I was doing sales. I was
Rent a
doing the
car.
worst type of sales too. It was phone sales. So like
Ugh.
the job required me to make 80 outbound phone calls every single day to like try to sell stuff.
NASCAR tickets.
Yeah, I was working for
What?
NASCAR. Yeah.
That's sick.
It was corporate NASCAR too. So I was like calling people to be like, hey, you want to come to this track? You want to come to Daytona? You want to go to Talladega? It wasn't fun, but it was my first like real job out of college. So that's what I was doing while he was like moving out here and like doing cool shit.
You know what's really cool about that is that if you really take a second to think about like this, both of your guys' experiences, right? Like your experience with cold calling makes you exactly the person that he needs you to
Yeah.
be right now.
No, it taught me a lot.
Because like you have to have thick skin, not give a shit, not
Yeah.
be so phased by
Yeah.
stuff.
Make the hard phone calls
Make
to
the hard
you when
phone
you
calls
mess
to
up.
me. Yeah, we mess up. Although his approach was like so fucked, but we'll get into that later. But it makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense. So like you need someone to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's the cool thing about this part of the story is that at the time you're like doing your own thing, but you needed to do that kind of work in order to support the business, and where it's at now.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I learned a lot from that job. Like literally like required to call minimum 80 people a day, people who didn't want to hear from me, people who did not give a
Hanging
shit what I
out,
had
yeah.
to say.
Like, hey,
yeah.
buy NASCAR tickets. Could you
Yeah.
imagine someone calling you and
Yeah,
saying
it was
I mean, if I was into NASCAR, I'd be like, fuck yeah.
right. Like I had
It's like I go online and buy them myself, dude.
Yeah.
Nah,
I mean,
I
what's the idea behind that, right? Like, why?
it's more about like, so that job and a lot of sales jobs is just about like relationship building and like, okay,
Oh.
like you have a guy who's going to like take care of you. You have a guy who's calling you, making sure you got your tickets, making sure you got your camping spot, always trying to like get you into the best stuff. So it was more so about relationship building. And yeah, like I said, I mean, I learned so much from that job as much as I like hated it, like no disrespect, like thank you for giving me a job. But like, yeah, it sucked. But I made a lot of friends there and like learned a lot there. So that's what I was doing when he was like moving out here.
Shit.
Yeah.
All right. And then he's over here selling NASCAR shit.
Yep.
I don't know what he's doing.
And
over
then-
here. Yeah. He doesn't
and then-
know what I'm doing. My whole family doesn't know what I'm doing. I'm like a figment of imagination. Like, do
So,
I even exist
like,
to my family and
At
stuff?
that point, at that time,
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, we don't know what he's doing.
like he's lost. He's a lost cause.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
And he's over here with his NASCAR fucking polo
Yeah,
on. Like
living with dad, like the good son. Has a job.
he was like, yeah, Dad, I don't know what Jack's doing over
Yeah.
there in LA doing drugs.
Something.
Figment of imagination, man. It's
Yeah.
like, does this guy even exist? He's like,
Okay, so then fast forward, you keep going.
I learned screen printing. We get a press, and then still the press I use today. Well, now we have two, but like we started with one press. I took a screen printing class at McLogan. Honestly, got the teacher. His name was Colton. He's like my age.
Shout out Colton.
Yeah, wouldn't be able to do this without him either. He it was 2-day class. Like I learned the basics of printing.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey man, like I need more. Like, can you really teach me how to do this? I'm serious about it. And he said he saw how serious I was about it, and then he taught me like after the class. Like came to our house 'cause we didn't have a studio yet. We were working in the garage. And just came over and really taught me like how to print and like how to
Yeah.
print good. And the main thing too about printing, it's like he taught me everything I need to know because there's a lot of science and stuff to it.
Yeah,
and, like, knowledge that like can't be changed, But also he's like, you just gotta find like keep on doing it, and like you will find like your rhythm with it. Because printing is one of those things like it's not rocket science. There's some like science behind it where like ink stuff, mixing inks, burning screens is a whole science.
But
There's
what's,
some
like, the
things that
most
aren't
important
interchangeable.
thing, right? With silkscreen, like what's like the one thing that you can't?
Honestly, when you're
Overlap.
starting, the one thing you can't do is quit. Like,
Okay.
it just takes reps. Like,
Oh, okay.
everyone has their own style. It's like baseball. Like, everyone has their own batting stance. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally like there's no, as long as you're getting that print laid down good, everyone makes fun of me. For example, I post reels, and I always use a 4-inch squeegee, even if the design's like 14 inches.
Yeah.
So it like, I don't print all in. Like I have to do it in like gaps.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
if you haven't seen my videos, look at them. You'll go through the comments, you'll see at least 3 like being like, why is he using a 4-inch squeegee? Which is like, why is he? But like that's just the way I print, and like my prints come out clean with a 4-inch squeegee, even if the design's 12 inches. And I don't know, that's just how I print. And like,
But you've tried it with a 12-inch squeegee?
yeah, my prints don't come out too clean. So like it's
okay.
basically just like keep on learn like the basics, like the science, things that can't be interchanged, and then like just print. It's really just like you push down
Yeah.
and the ink comes through. Honestly, like
At the end of the day, that's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's like techniques to like, you know, how to dry it, like temperature stuff, flash drying. Honestly, I don't use like a flash dryer to anyone who screen prints. Like I only use a flash dryer, even if it's a 4-color design. Only if there's white in it is the only time I'm using a flash dryer.
I think a big thing with getting like started with screen printing, which is like our whole brand basically, and how it got started, is the point leading up to when you actually start printing. It's like getting the artwork, getting the screen made. There's a lot of stuff that people struggle with on that end.
Okay.
Is like actually getting it ready to get printed.
Like the prep work, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like getting the screen
It's way more, I would say, like strategy behind like when you're an illustrator and like getting the artwork ready to be burned.
Oh,
That's
okay.
kind of the part that I would learn if you're a designer and
Okay.
like want to make your own screens. Is really like learning the computer stuff, because at the end of the day, you're gonna learn how to print. Like
No matter what.
you're not gonna be good. I messed up. We still mess up a lot. If you follow the brand, happy mistakes. Like those are all misprints, but you will make less and less mistakes the more you print. It's literally like driving a car. Like you're not good at it at first, and your confidence level is low. But like printing, there's not much to it. Like you're gonna learn how to print. It's like it's not even like I can't draw, I can't paint. Like it's not even like an art thing. The art is in the design and like making the screen and like what goes on the screen. But it's really like, honestly, I don't want to say common sense, but it's not hard to print.
Yeah.
And everyone can do it.
Yeah.
And don't be scared. You just gotta try. You're gonna mess up at first for sure. And like I remember the first screen I made, it didn't even like work. But then I just like I learned how to do it, luckily because of Colton. But like there's so many videos on YouTube and stuff too. I'm gonna make some tutorials on how to like make the screen and set up the artwork. But when it comes to like actually print on the shirt, anyone can do it.
Take advantage of YouTube for sure.
Yeah, you guys should. You know what you guys should do, since you guys do the butterfly so much?
Yeah.
You guys should like sell your own screen out of the butterfly or something, so people could just do that.
That's what we're thinking about.
Yeah. Damn.
I have another friend. He's like a DJ singer. His
John
name's-
Summit.
No, not John Summit. I'm actually friends with him. I'm not friends with John Summit. Yeah,
Not yet.
John Summit, if you want some manufacturing,
I know he's
let me
listening.
know. No, his name's Grabbits, and he's like a DJ, and he also sings. And his logo is also the butterfly.
Really?
Yeah, blue butterfly.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes I'm
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
a lot of brands that like that use butterflies for sure.
It's a
'cause
powerful,
yeah.
it's a powerful like symbol.
Yeah, it works. I mean,
And it's beautiful too.
yeah. So then, okay, so the main thing that you're saying for people that do want to start with silk screening is like focus on learning the computer side of stuff, and then the other stuff just kind of pick it up as you go.
You gotta learn how to, make your own designs.
Yeah.
And
You're not
that's
gonna-
like if
that's
you want to
more
start a
important-
brand, like it's the most important thing is the brand, the messaging, like the story behind it.
Yeah.
And a good way to convey it, obviously, especially if you want to be a clothing brand, is like put it on the clothes. Like
Yeah,
like have a message that you stand for and something that you really stand for, like a movement almost. And like learn how to make your own designs on the computer, which isn't rocket science either. It just takes
Again, YouTube.
takes time.
Yeah.
It just takes time and practice, and like you'll develop a style for sure. And
yeah.
learn how to, if you learn the computer stuff, that's all you need to learn.
Yeah, you guys for sure. Like, especially you, because you post so much about it. Like, I feel like there's so many people that want to be in your position.
Yeah.
Your guys' position. Well, I just say him because he,
Oh,
although you print, he's on the videos doing the work.
Of course.
So he's taking your credit.
He's
I
the face of the
print,
brand,
too.
yeah.
I print. I printed, like my fingers are all messed up. I love printing too, but yeah, luckily he can print the majority of the orders now.
Yeah.
After a lot of reps, that's for sure.
Because
After
I gotta
a
get these
lot of
designs
reps.
out, man, and I gotta run this brand.
Yeah.
I
That's
get to.
That's the thing with
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
It's again like it's just the two of us doing 100% of the work. Like luckily we have people like you that like when we first started, we were sewing all the patches in house, and I would say 90% of our pieces have patches on them. And now, like, luckily, we were able to make a connection with you and like your amazing company and all your
shout out to
amazing
Pool House for Andrew Pool House.
Pool House is the one who like made the connection for us.
Really
Like,
did,
thank God, because like now you've made it to where we can literally survive. Seriously, like if we didn't have somebody like you and your people that like help us, we would be, our turnaround time is something that we've been trying to improve on our clothes for as long as we've been in existence. But if we didn't have you, it would honestly be like over a month for people to get some of their stuff, which is like it's a problem where like it's not a great problem to have, but it's also like, thank God, like we're busy enough to where we are like still falling behind. But again, it's just us two. And like since we, over the past, I don't know, year and a half since we've been working with you, like everything has been way smoother. The quality is much better.
Overlock stitch
for people who don't know, like you want to tell people like what you do for us?
Yeah, so what we do,
there's a couple things you do for us, but
yeah, and I get that a lot where people are like, wait, so you guys make the hoodies and you guys do this? And we're like,
not yet.
Soon. Not yet. We've made for you guys your cut and sew Carhartt jackets, right? Which those were a work of art. I really love those jackets.
I think you got one hanging up there with your logo on it.
Yeah. So we made extras for the team.
Yeah.
I have 2 over there.
Gonna be good for this winter.
Yeah. I mean, but we won't probably need it in
Our
here.
people love those jackets. Like you guys are top notch quality. Anybody in LA looking for a manufacturer who can like do real good stuff and is the most knowledgeable person out here, Turnkey Patterns.
There's no one else who you can like bring something to, have a good conversation with, and like you don't even need like a pattern made or like a tech pack or any of that stuff. Like I don't know how to do that. I need to learn that. But like I just know how to like make graphics and stuff. But like I came in with a sketch and a jacket. I'm like, let's make these changes to it. Let's add this. Let's change the fit.
Yeah.
And then he like sketched it out and stuff.
Yeah.
And
well, I think it's the same idea.
within like an hour, you had it like ready.
Yeah. But I think it's the same idea as like I don't feel like people need to do all these things, right? Like like I don't think everyone needs to learn how to sew or sketch or make a tech pack. Like you're creative, right? So like you have an idea in here, so it's like let's figure out a way to get that.
That's what you're here for.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and that's like what's different about Turnkey. I feel like you're actually like trying to like make these like ideas like come to life.
Yeah, and I think that's why people have asked me like, oh, like you just said, like start your brand back up, but it's like I don't know, like I want to.
Yeah.
I want to only so that I could be, which sounds stupid, but I want to be side by side and be like, yeah, I have a brand, you have a brand, and it's cool. But the more and more that Turnkey keeps doing what we do, I'm still side by side with you because we are a unique manufacturer.
You're more than like side by side. You are. Like,
which is really
making it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, right? Because I've like felt like, okay, well, I'm part of your guys' brand. Like I have a brand and my brand is Turnkey, but I'm just a manufacturer.
100%.
Not just like you're the most important. Like
yeah. But like the manufacturing, being a manufacturer, normally it's just like, if you guys worked with any other manufacturer, it's just a manufacturer.
Yeah.
You're like, it's a transaction. You come in, here's your stuff, get out.
Yeah.
Type of situation. So for me, I feel like I'm part of these things. And sometimes I get invited to these events and they're like, yo, we're going to have a pop-up or we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And I'm like, yeah, do you want to come? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not?
We were a little hurt when we didn't get invited to the Pool House you guys went out and didn't invite the Saint-Valère team.
Well, you know why? I'll tell you why.
Saint-Valère team.
Saint-Valère. I don't know. Is it Saint-Valère or Saint-Valère?
Saint-Valère.
Let's cut this part out.
Yeah. No. What's
Saint-Valère? Saint-Valère.
Saint-Valère.
It's French.
Saint-Valère.
Saint-Valère.
French for fly away. To fly away.
So is that like saying Porsche and Porsche?
People say Porsche?
Yeah.
I'm not in the car space like
that.
Yeah,
Porsche is the correct way to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people
say Saint-Valère, Saint-Valère, Saint-Valver, Saint-Valère.
Yeah.
Which is all cool.
Whatever you...
It's called Saint-Valère, though.
Saint-Valère Studio.
Saint-Valère.
Yep.
You guys heard it. Saint-Valère.
Even, just like sometimes people... Yeah, Saint-Valère, I think, is like that's like the American way to like... Just like the phonetic way to say it. If you were just looking at the word, you would say Saint-Valère.
And it means to fly away.
Oh, that's what it means?
Yeah. You actually didn't know that?
I mean, I'm sure you've told me, but not at this very moment.
You don't listen. Yeah.
You don't listen to me.
To fly away. Do you get it? Like why
like
we
butterfly?
have it? Yeah, butterfly, a bunch of stuff.
To get out of the Matrix. Last night we just watched The Matrix.
Really? I just watched it recently too. Had a panic attack.
Really?
Yeah, like I fell asleep watching it and then had a panic attack. You ever feel like you're like in like a like that crap could be real, dude?
Well, what's funny is that I watched for the first time. Sid watched The Matrix with me. She's never watched it. She's like, I don't get this movie. And I'm like, no, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
And so finally we watched it. And then that was the last thing I watched before sleeping. And I was anxious I couldn't sleep.
Really?
I don't know if I had, but here's the thing. I've watched The Matrix a gang of times.
Yeah.
But this time I picked up on stuff that I didn't pick up other times.
It's one of those movies. You got to keep on watching it.
Yeah, and it was just weird. And maybe that's why I was so anxious.
It's so, like, could be so real.
100%.
And even, like, the metaphors
shit.
in it, like, even if it's not actually like that, like, there's a lot, like, you know, like, the truth, like, learning the truth. Like, we might not be in the Matrix, but, like, the truth is something that none of us really look at. Well, like, even in this world, and, like, that's kind of, like, the metaphor.
We're not a conspiracy theory brand, I swear, but, like...
conspiracy.
These guys just watched The Matrix.
It's just kind of like, watches The Matrix one time. Thanks for, like, philosophers.
I know it sounds stupid, but my understanding of The Matrix is that hopefully it doesn't piss people off, but also working your regular job for a big corporate company and like just doing day-to-day stuff is like in The Matrix.
That's what it felt like every single day I woke up, and it was like, what do they say in Fight Club? Every day was a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. That's what it felt like, which is like, I 100% understand. Like, I mean, like I was making enough money to like live. I was making fine money, just like you at BMW. It's like, it's getting the job done, but like, thank God, like something else.
But then
like,
you're
came
trapped
up.
in the Matrix if you're only doing it for the money.
I did not feel. I felt like so trapped in like everything that I was doing. Like, again, not to sound like super dramatic about it, because like plenty of things to be grateful for, but like, yeah, it was just not what I wanted to do for the rest of my life at all. I knew I had to get out of there at some way, somehow.
Yeah.
And like, thank
No,
God, like things turned around for sure.
And to me, the Matrix, actually, the Matrix to me, like, man, it's kind of like realizing, like, it's painful to like, remember when he realized like the truth about like the Matrix? It's kind of like realizing the truth about like life almost. It's like, damn, like there are a lot of like, there's nothing wrong with it, but like kind of robots like going on who don't like look within and like look at like kind of like things and issues and like especially issues within. It's like, and they kind of like, you know, drown it in whatever vice. We all have our vices, and like,
which is Cypher.
Yeah.
Cypher wanted out of the Matrix because
it's too painful to be in.
It's too painful. Yeah. To live in
you can't
reality.
enjoy like, but you can. And like the Matrix is a realization to me that like, if you look at these things and like go through the pain and like you come out like you come out so strong. Like the main dude, what's his name again?
Neo.
Like Neo, you come out.
guy,
you come out. Hey, I'm not worried about the character's storyline, but you come out so strong, and then you realize, like at the end of the movie, where he like caught the bullets at the very end, you realize like you're in control, like and like you do have control over your thoughts and stuff. You just have to go through the pain to like
exactly and
learn
not only
how
that,
to like function like as a real human.
The girl. Well, remember when he went to see the Oracle. And then the girl was holding the spoon, and she's like, "Don't try to bend the spoon because that's impossible. Instead, bend your mind."
Yeah,
and
change your perspective.
Yeah, your perspective, and that has like, if you watch the movie, you're like, okay, cool, yeah. But if you really think about it and you've experienced shit, and like with all these things, especially as entrepreneurs, you're just like, you look at things different because you have to, right? And so all these things start to have like real meaning, and you're like, holy fuck, like, I don't. Basically, don't try to change the world. Change yourself, change within, because you're never going to change the world. You're never going to change racism. You're never going to change whatever is going on with the world. But if you change your perspective, you change your reality. I don't want to be working at BMW. I wanted to change that. BMW will still be there forever. But I changed that, right? You guys wanted to make a change for yourself.
And that's the main like thing we've been saying as we heal, the world heals. And then that says like, look within and like, you know, change yourself. You know, work on yourself, really love yourself, be there for yourself, and like accept and embrace your humanity. Like you're gonna fuck up. Like we all fuck up. We all make mistakes, and like embrace it though, and like be like, yeah, I'm a human and I fucked up. And like I'm gonna look within though, and I'm gonna like face that like painful facts and like just how can I become a better human from it and not like keep on doing the same fucked up stuff and like become better, become stronger. And then as you heal though, you are making the world a better place. So as you heal, as we heal, the world heals. And that's like, you
Yeah.
know, if you become the best version of yourself, you're going to influence all the people around you to like
Exactly.
look within and see the truth and to go through their problems. And like, they're going to be like, oh, like you just, I don't know, you affect so many people if you can
Yeah.
heal yourself, you know?
Yeah, no, it is, and that's how it works. You know,
Yeah.
it becomes infectious if you're around the same,
Yeah.
you know, people like that. It's
Especially like spreading hate. Like if you're really like healing yourself and working on yourself, you're going to like be compassionate. You're not going to like hate and say hateful things to other people, you know? And so like, but if you're not working on yourself and like, you're just kind of like stuck in the matrix almost,
Yeah.
and like you're gonna be hateful and like
yeah, no, and then when people even if someone does something bad to you, you're just like, I don't know what's going on with you. Like I'm just let you have your moment because like something has to be going on behind that I don't understand. So
Exactly.
therefore, I'm not gonna react
yeah,
to like whatever your feeling is towards
Yeah.
me. You know,
definitely.
and that's really like the understanding yourself and healing yourself from that.
Yeah.
That's how you really understand that you are healing yourself. If not, you would be reactive.
Yeah.
Because people will always say shit, right? But you just
Yeah.
can't be reactive.
Yeah. Makes you stronger too.
Yeah, it does.
It's like damn. Yeah.
That's why The Matrix is a good movie, man.
Yeah.
I'm about
Watch
to
The
run
Matrix.
the. What is there? 3 of them? 4 of them?
I've only seen the first one.
Oh yeah, the last one isn't
Yeah, it
good.
came out recently.
It wasn't good. Number 2 was the okay, and then the third Resurrections was like the third. Yeah,
I feel like the first like touched everything.
the first is the best. Number 2 was like there, but then it just became a storyline. So number 1 was just like the most powerful, 100%.
Like Sanvalet collections.
Sanvalet, yeah.
I'm
No.
joking. They get better each time.
All right, but so then you guys are, you know, you're whatever. You have the brand. You get.
Oh
it
yeah,
going.
talk about him like working his job with NASCAR at home. Yes, I met Danella out here 2021 probably. We were screen printing for other people, you know, and then I was like, this is so unfulfilling. I'd rather go home and like just go back to like school and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you know it's like getting the bills paid and stuff, kind of like not even really.
Yeah.
Like I was living not too good. It wasn't fun like printing for other people. It was like at first I was like grateful for it, but it just wasn't fulfilling. It was like a lot of hard work, but that's how I learned like how to really screen print good, you know, all those reps. And I was like, why don't I just like give it my own try, like making my own designs and
Yeah.
printing my own stuff. And I met Danella a little before, and she taught me how to sew a little bit too. So we were like deconstructing, like we go to like Goodwill, buy 2 sweaters, cut them up, sew them back together, and yeah, just did stuff like that. It was fun. Kind of fell in love with like designing, like making clothes, and then we started. Yeah, I was screen printing for like money at that time, and then I was like, me and Danella came together and we're like, why don't we like make our own designs and
Yeah.
start a brand? And then, long story short, yeah, we came up with the first Sanvalet designs. Pick Sanvalet because it means fly away, and it represents like we knew from day one that like the brand, like me and Danella's stories both are about like our struggles and like being able to like still like let's kind of embrace these struggles and like be like we are human and we know we're not alone, and like
Yeah.
let's maybe start messages about like we've been struggling and like why don't we come together and like embrace the struggle and like learn from it and like become stronger because we're still here, you know, and like
Yeah.
whether it's kind of like that risk, like what do we have to lose, and like maybe everything we're going through is like making us the person we're meant to be.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we started like just we thought we should like share like meaningful like messages like that in our designs. So yeah, long story short, we just started making designs. She's a really good artist, and I had the graphic design background luckily through school, and then we had the screen printing set up, so we just started going for it and started making our own designs, started taking videos. I think TikTok was becoming really big at that time during COVID.
Yeah,
And like everyone
for
was
sure.
starting their own little businesses. So they were like pushing, I feel like TikTok was like pushing like creatives, like small businesses. And I think just one video went like kind of big on TikTok. And then from there, like slowly, like people started seeing it and really liking it and then supporting us. And we built a little website on Squarespace and
Damn.
started just posting our products there. And then, yeah, it got busy. And then before we knew it, like I'm calling my brother and I'm like, can you help us? And he's like, no, like I have a job, like I'm not coming. Then I think I came home for Christmas one year and I was like, I promise, like this is legit, come out for a month and like see for yourself. So we got an Airbnb for the month for him to like visit. And then I guess I convinced him enough to like be like, and
Trust
he
the
believed in
vision.
it enough, like seeing
Yeah.
it firsthand, like, yeah, maybe this is something. And like, yeah, I couldn't do it without him. And yeah, I got no other choice. You know, like I promised him, like this is gonna work. Like quit your job. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna fucking make this work.
Dang.
And yeah, so far it's not easy at all.
Yeah.
And especially running a business with your brother, like I think it's perfect in our situation because we get mad. If you're running a business with someone, I'm sure you're gonna get fucking pissed at each other and disagree with a lot of stuff because it's hard and like it's all we do. And like, but since he's my brother, you know, I feel like we can take our anger out on each other. And at the end of the day, we're brothers. Like nothing's gonna like break our fucking like bond or something. We have the same parents and like we live together and we both like, you know, this is our job. You know, like we're
this is
in
our
it.
life. Like this is all we do.
It's not. Yeah.
Like he said, we work together and we live together, and we've basically lived together our entire life. Obviously, before that, I mean, we
shared a
grew up in
bathroom
the
our
same
whole
house.
life.
Like, yeah. So we have that. Is some people may look at it as a disadvantage, where oh my god, like you never want to mix like business and friends and family, business and family.
Yeah.
But for us, I think it's maybe it's just our relationship, but we, like he said, we are able to like, we're able to keep it fucking real with each other.
Yeah.
Which if it was you and some random person or somebody,
you can't keep it real.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And like you're always worried about like preserving feelings and like not telling somebody how it is, and that could 100% negatively affect the business. But for us, like we were talking about earlier, like I'm able to say, no, that design is fucking trash. Like we're not gonna drop that. And same thing, like he could say the same thing to me about anything that I'm working on, or like anybody I want to reach out to, or just like anything on the business side. Like
he'll tell me to get my head out my ass and like focus on things that matter 5 times a day, because I get caught up in things that like I shouldn't be worrying about, and like you know, haters and stuff trying to bring me down. And, because you know that's always happens and stuff. He's like, get your head out your ass, like look at what we built, and like I'm like, you're right. And yeah, you obviously got to believe in yourself when you're an artist, and like believe in your work. Like that's the most important thing. But also like I think we're here because like I've had like 2 people really believe in me, Danella and Sam, and like I'm just so lucky to have people like believe in me and like actually help me, because like I don't think it'd work without like people really like believing in you and like helping. Like they're helping.
I think both of our work ethics are something that like it literally, like I said, we live together. So we're at the studio 6, sometimes 7 days a week, 10 hours, 10 to 14 hours a day, honestly.
He's not, but I am.
And we go home, and as soon as we go home,
let's work.
That's when like some of the best work and some of the most important and real work happens when, like we were talking about earlier, like when we're at home. Like, okay, we did all the grunt work today. We printed 100 shirts. We printed 100 pairs of shorts. Like we did all this. We fulfilled a ton of orders. We did all this stuff at work, made all the calls we had to do. Now we go home and focus on the stuff that really pushes the brand forward.
Yeah, because that's all work that needs to get done, and it's very important.
And it's just us.
We're grateful for that work, but like it's not growing the brand in reality when we're behind the machines. So that's like kind of the like where he's been able to pick up the slack on the printing, and like where I don't have to print every day, and I get to like run the brand and really learn, because you need marketing. That's where getting deeper into this. It's like, okay, our product's good, like I'm confident, but like we need to learn how to market efficiently, and like, you know, how to get into these advertisements more efficiently.
Yeah, which is expensive too, right?
How to like make the best content. There's a lot to it, especially when you get like, I think we've reached that point where it's like, let's learn how to run a business. Like, I think we got the hard part down, which is like the art and like having a product that's like people want it, and we have proof of that. Like there's demand for it, and like what we've been able to do without any of the real like marketing and stuff. Like in 2 years, it's like, imagine if we figured out the marketing. But we haven't had time because, like, got to get these orders out. That's, like, more important. It's the same important because we got customers waiting on their orders, you know?
And that's where you start, like, figuring out where you could hire someone to help with this little thing, which sometimes you feel like, no, I could be doing it myself. That was my mindset.
Yeah.
I was like, I could just do it myself. But then, I could do it myself, and I save myself the money for the person. But then at the end, it's not really helping the business.
Yeah.
So then, I give up some money now. But then the things get out faster, so and therefore I could focus on what really matters, bringing in more business, right?
Growing the brand,
like all these things. And this is the same thing that happens here. The art, You, the art, you know, getting stuff out, but also maybe getting out of that role and maybe having someone that you can tell like, hey, get out these orders.
Yeah.
I'm gonna focus on the back and making sure everything's going
Yeah,
right.
that's the goal. Is like hopefully. I mean, we've been talking about it since
We
I moved
means
out
a
here,
lot
but-
trying to find the right fit for like helping with marketing.
Yeah.
It's hard to find someone who cares a lot. They're out there. I mean, we're still new, but like someone who like really, I guess it's something I got to learn though. Like it is my baby. So maybe no one's going to care as much as we do because it's literally like a
100%,
part of
yeah.
me. But like, I don't know. It's really find someone and trust in them.
And I
like,
think a whole nother thing that I think both of us are conscious of is that, yeah, there is so many areas where our brand can grow and needs to grow and needs to get bigger, needs to get better and more efficient. But also at the end of the day, we never want to get to a point where we're not involved in the very small things of the brand
yeah.
that really like when it even just like fulfilling orders, like we were talking about, like that's something where like, yeah, it takes a lot of time and it's like just a lot of busy work, but it's honestly one of the best parts of like running the brand is looking at every single person's name who's placed an order and literally folding the shirt, packaging it up myself and like taking it to the post office. Even the printing, like printing every single shirt, like, yeah, like eventually it is hopefully going to get to the point where it's not something where him and I are literally doing it all by ourselves 7 days a week, but we never want to lose sight of the fact that like, that's where we came from. And like, that's honestly the fun part of the brand is like doing things like that is hands-on and like not, we are like connecting with every single person who's purchased something from us. We're so grateful for it. We're connecting with them by just putting our hands on it and printing it ourselves and fulfilling it ourselves. So yeah, we need to grow, but I also never want to lose sight of that fact that like these are our people and like thank you so much for like supporting us, and we still always want to be involved in that some way somehow. So it's just finding that balance.
Yeah, I think balance is the right word because you also don't want to bottleneck the business.
you got to let some things go.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, my bad.
No.
Oh,
Turn it towards you.
you got to let some things go.
You could turn it towards you too. Don't worry about it. You could just
First podcast.
I think we're
first
good.
podcast.
You can move it. Yeah.
Is it-
No, you
I
wanna
can touch
lean that
it?
way, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But also too, like, yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, finding the balance of like not bottlenecking it, right? Because like for me, I always think about that stuff too, like all the time here, right? Like imagine if I was behind a sewing machine, right?
Yeah.
Or like anything, or even my grading stuff.
You don't
right?
work,
Like
bro.
I try to send that out so I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
And then we have Erica here now helping with that. And that was even like, even when she was coming in, I was like, no, like whatever you're gonna do, I could do.
Yeah.
And that was like the part that I was like, I could do it. Like I don't, and then so, but I was like, no, but I do need help. And then the days that I did need help, you can't just be like, hey, just come right now.
Right.
Because then it's like, wait, but you don't know anything else prior to that. So then no one could really come in unless they've already been here, right? So then now understanding that, I'm like, okay, well, someone's here. They take a little bit of the weight off, whatever it is, and just, again, finding that balance and letting stuff go.
Yeah.
And also finding fulfillment in something else.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, there is fulfillment in like printing and stuff, but you could also find that connection
Oh yeah.
in other ways as your business grows.
Yeah.
Because like you're going to have to eventually.
Like getting
right?
behind the camera and making content, connecting
Content
with the audience,
is, like, honestly-
emails, bunch of stuff.
But my favorite part now of the business, which I'm sure it'll turn to you guys too, is just like the content. Like the silk screening, I'm sure it's fun, but it would be like sewing and grading, which
You're
is all
getting good
fun.
at the content. Your content is going up. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I know,
All
I'm
the new
trying.
stuff you're posting.
I'm trying. You know,
Really
we have
good.
Erica here with with behind the camera, and so like that helps a lot because then I could just. That's the fun part is making content. That's where I found like fulfillment, where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make content because it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the content is everything,
Yeah.
especially for us. Like we would not be able to do this full time if we didn't have strong content.
Yeah.
100. I mean, that's everything. That's everything.
And you guys
like,
on TikTok post every day, or like what's your schedule now
much,
for
yeah.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram, yeah.
Instagram,
TikTok
I'd say
too.
we're posting.
TikTok like fell off, but
It
I,
did,
still, I
right?
still post on TikTok.
Yeah, I still post too. Like I was hot last year on TikTok. That's when I had my rise.
Yeah.
And then now I just kind of like I got off of it just because I didn't feel like I was doing
worth
much.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then people are still coming from TikTok.
Yeah, you never know who's watching it. But 100%, I think you could speak on
Yeah.
that. Like, same thing for us, kind of.
Definitely, yeah. And like I saw a cool video. It's like, imagine you see a view and it'll post and it only gets like 200 views. But like if you think about it, imagine 200 people were in here like listening to you. That's a lot of views.
lot of people,
even
yeah.
if it says
True.
even if it says 50. Like imagine 50 people were in here like watching your stuff and like listening. Like that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
So the numbers don't really matter. Like
They
people are
don't.
out there like seeing
especially
it.
in the beginning. I think everyone gets so caught up on the numbers, and it's like who cares about the numbers in the, like really in the beginning? It's just like,
Yeah.
just make the content for people. Like if you think that people are going to be watching, and then when the eyes are on you, then you already made all this content,
Yeah.
right? Like people are going to start watching because they'll
Yeah.
start binging everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
what I mean?
numbers don't matter at all. Even like some of the best brands out there who like do freaking millions in sales, like you're like 42 likes on a post.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
which is kind of weird sometimes, right?
yeah,
you're like,
but
is this
likes
fake?
really don't matter if the
Yeah, or
like,
followers too. I think followers matter, but then at some point you're like,
I think they matter for like just like
Yeah.
for they matter a little bit for like when people are just discovering the brand.
Yeah.
They kind of it like proves legitimacy.
yeah,
I think.
100%. I think to a percent, right?
Yeah.
So for us, like on our Instagram, we have 1,600 followers, which is like relatively low, right? But
It's a
the amount
lot.
of people that we deal with is a lot.
Yeah.
So then that's
You
where
guys
my
are-
imagine you had
busy.
1,600 clients, dude.
no, bro, no way.
Exactly.
Right now we're just like, yo,
Yeah.
this is like crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that's why for me, I'm like, okay. Well, actually, I'm a manufacturer. Maybe mine is
That's
a little
so.
different.
I was gonna
That's
say,
high
dude,
for
you're a
manufacturer.
manufacturer. You're
Yeah.
not like that is your content. I was just saying your content is really like I like your stuff and like you're getting really creative with it. It's really good.
Yeah.
And 1,600 for a manufacturer, again, not that it matters at all, but like that's
think it's
really
pretty
solid.
solid, yeah.
I know you built that from nothing, so it's
Yeah.
like really impressive.
I remember the 300 when I was at 300. I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa."
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I'm doing it. I'm
No,
doing
you're
it.
crushing it. You're
Yeah.
crushing
Don't
it.
get caught up in the numbers for sure. Just make it. Make art.
Yeah. And then like, what do you guys feel like was like up until like the like the middle and then more towards now?
Yeah.
What are some of like your biggest struggles that you guys feel like, or obstacles that you guys feel like?
Yeah. So many. Like so many. I can't even name like a biggest one. Like we run obstacles every day, and I think that's just part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can like separate it into like we have a lot of obstacles for like for like our own production, like what we're doing in house and like our turnaround times and like making sure our customers and people that have like spent their hard-earned money to support us get a perfect piece 100% of the time, and they get it within an appropriate amount of time. But at the end of the day, it's just us two, and then you who does the patches. Like it takes, and everything is made to order. Almost everything is made to order that we have. So I think a lot of our people understand that like a lot of our stuff does take, like the turnaround time's not going to be perfect. Sometimes we're able to get it out in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Other times if we're super slammed, like it's going to be 3 weeks till you get your order. And like, we're super appreciative of everybody who like understands that and is patient with it. And sometimes they're not, and I completely get it. You know,
Yeah.
you spend your money, you want that shirt, you want that hoodie right now. Like I completely get it. So
It's like Amazon too. Like
Yeah.
people are like, yeah, order on Amazon and it's here like,
12 hours.
yeah, it's like, come on, dude.
it's just one of those things that like in a perfect world, we would be able to ship things out in 3 to 5 business days. We are sometimes we're not, especially when it gets busy. We drop new collections and things like that. But thank you to people who are like patient and understand that everything is handmade, hand printed, made to order. We have great people like you that help us with it too. And it takes time to get all this stuff done. So I would say that's a big thing on the production side is
Yeah.
turnaround times. We run into a lot of issues on the business side, obviously.
Yeah, right
Like,
now I say the biggest issue is on the business side.
Yeah.
It's like, especially we thought, like we used to, I know you remember, we were getting like probably like 1,000 hoodies. We stocked up at one point
Yeah,
because we
yeah.
were trying
Dang,
to like
yeah.
get orders out next day. We weren't ready for that. And we sat on too much inventory and our cash flow got a little disrupted. I think we tried to rush that, like sitting on inventory. So I think we just tried to be someone who we weren't yet. And now we're back to embracing like it is crafted in house. Like it is going to take
It is
on
a small
average.
team.
Yeah, it's really small. It's 2 of us. It's going to take like 1 to 4 weeks. So
But I think also like you trying to
Yeah.
do something is what made you realize.
I
these
learned
things, right?
and
Yeah.
I learned like why our brand is our brand, and each mistake, like if it was easy, it wouldn't even like, I wouldn't love it as much if it was easy. You know, think
Yeah.
about it. Like each problem, it like it makes you love it more. It ties you in closer, and it's like, it makes it more your baby. Like
Yeah.
each mistake and like the resilience to keep on going and like not quitting. It's like, it makes it that much more meaningful
Yeah.
and like a part of you. And like, as it's kind of like, as we heal, the world heals. Like as you grow and as I grow, like the brand grows with us. And
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it
scaling
changes
is
with
difficult,
us.
though.
Yeah.
Scaling is difficult. So like I think what you guys were trying to do felt right at the time. Like we had conversations about the printing stuff, which is
Yeah.
we had a little issue there. But I think that idea that you had was right. You know,
Yeah.
and what would have happened? But here's the interesting part: what would have happened if everything that we had planned actually went through? would it have been good, or would it have been even worse? Could it have put you guys in a bad position, like really bad position?
It's hard to say.
You know what I mean? So it's really hard to say on what would have been the right move. But obviously, what happened, and it brings you guys to a better understanding of like maybe we weren't ready for that kind of.
I mean,
level.
I will say like we were like we've done a couple. Again, to back up, like almost pretty much like 99% of orders that go out, they are made to order. But we do have some things that are like we took like weeks at a time to like print a ton of like one specific thing because we know like it's going to get a ton of orders. So we have that usually ready to go. But at what Jack was talking about with like us sitting on a lot of like product when we did do a couple big bulk orders, a lot of it did go quick, and like a lot of it, like it's not like we're like sitting on like tons and tons of stuff. It's just like a couple things we might have ordered like too much of, and that's just like a small hiccup and like something that we have to learn. It's not like something that was like detrimental to us and like 100%. Killed us. It's just like, like maybe we should have been a little more, I don't want to say diligent, but just we should have been a little more maybe like done it at a different time, like getting ready for Black Friday. I'd say Black Friday has been like a big teacher for us over the past 2 years where we've been doing it like full time. Like Black Friday, just like for any brand,
seems like it's a big,
it's huge. It's huge. Yeah. I mean, like it's easily like our biggest month, biggest weekend, week, whatever of the year. So now 2 years into it, this is going to be our third Black Friday where we're like, kind of like, we're doing this full time and like it's serious and it's our whole entire life and job. We kind of know what to expect. So we probably will do another like big bulk order getting ready for that. It's just we have to time it right. We have to get the right sizes of everything. And hopefully for everybody that has supported in the past on Black Friday, and hopefully we'll support this year again. And for new people, hopefully we'll have those orders out a lot quicker this year because we know what to expect. So
definitely way before Christmas.
It's all just every mistake we make, just like for any brand or anything in life as it should be. It's like it's a learning process, and we're gonna get better.
Embrace the humanity, right. Embrace the mistakes.
Exactly. We're gonna get better for it. So that's a big thing in the next coming year is turnaround times, getting that better. But I mean, there's a million things that are struggles for us.
And more mistakes to come for sure.
Absolutely.
That's how we get better.
That's what you always say too. Yeah. I mean, every mistake is a learning experience.
Absolutely.
So, like,
I mean, it's cliche, but it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, like
it could be like cheesy, like learn from your mistakes. But like if you really think about it, like if you didn't make that mistake,
you wouldn't have learned. 100%. You don't want it to like kill you, but you want to learn, right? Like, it's
like don't beat yourself up. Like you're a human. Like how are you supposed to know? And if it was easy, where like you wouldn't love. Like
exactly.
Like I feel like love isn't even possible without like struggle and mistakes. Honestly, like I love it because like I put so much into it. And I have failed so much, but like when things go good, like it's so like rewarding. Like because of the mistakes.
100%.
And, like I don't know. It's not easy. Nothing in life is easy.
I think another big, like one more obstacle I'll talk about briefly is like us trying to kind of, I don't want to say elevate because like not to knock any brand that's like just like hoodies, tees, and shorts and like just like really not basic things, but like we want to branch out as much as possible, make like really cool stuff. And like I love our hoodies and like our hats and shirts and everything we've made. I absolutely love, and I want to keep making more new stuff like that. But we also want to like branch out, and like we did with you, like we made those cut and sew canvas jackets, which are so fire, and our people love them, and we can't wait to like see how they do like later this year and like do more things like that. So we really want to start like getting into more just like different things, like making different things and making small, like it doesn't even have to be clothes. Like we want to start making things like candles, and we want to make like just there's a million things we want to do with the brand, but it's about doing it at the right time, having the capital to do it, and making sure it's aligned with everything that we've done and everything we want to do, and it's like on point. So that's something that we're looking forward to.
It's
in
not
the next
cheap,
couple
especially
years.
because we want to try to keep everything right here in LA. So like it's not cheap at all, and like we've made mistakes before, and we've learned like okay, maybe we've only been doing it for 2 years, like. We don't need to rush everything. So many people are just discovering the brand every day. Even though we do have like 20 hoodies, like it's okay to make another hoodie. Like that's what we can afford right now. And like,
exactly, and I think it's part of the process, right? Because I was gonna say as time goes by, like the brand now, prints and stuff. It won't be the same in like 10 years because you guys will be older.
Yeah,
and then therefore it's like. You'll probably get into like just only cut and sew.
Yeah. No, that's the goal.
And
100%.
then the people that follow you now will just follow that path. Because they're also, I mean, I remember the hundreds when I was young, I loved everything the hundreds.
Yeah.
Their logos, their prints, everything about them. But as I got older, I was like, I don't really want
Bobby
the
hundreds
Yeah.
grew.
Yeah.
Like, and the brand grew with them.
Exactly, and everyone either got out of it, the hundreds, or they went to another brand.
Yeah.
So I think that the key is almost like growing with your customers,
Absolutely.
and like just taking them along
Yeah.
that ride, and like not being so like stuck on like I have to only do
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Unless you want to separate from the brand, like Bobby Hundreds, right? He's like, all right, that's the hundreds. I'm gonna write blogs and write a book, or
Right,
whatever.
right.
He's
I
doing.
mean, there's a million things we want to branch out to, but at the end of the day, I know I can speak for both of us on this. The biggest thing we know needs to be consistent is our messaging and
exactly.
what we're like, the messages we're putting out to the world. So that's
The
always
brand.
going to be there.
brand,
That's
yeah.
always going to be there for Sans Valet is like the messages that we're spreading and what we want to convey to the world, whether it's on a hoodie, a t-shirt, or on, I don't know, like
Yeah.
a pair of underwear. Like there's a million things we want to do with it, but we know at the core, it's always going to be our brand, and like everything, all the messages we spread will always be there. Hopefully.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then what's all right? So coming up next, what do you guys have that is gonna? What are you guys dropping next? What's next?
I'm working on a collection.
Bleep this out.
Nah. I'm just working on a collection. Like, I want to do one more before Black Friday.
Uh-huh.
Because Black Friday, I want to do a huge collection. I don't even know what it's going to be yet. But I'll get to work to it after this one. This one, I know it's going to be, I just started, but I know it's going to be a collection about
It's really fire. I've seen
like
a lot
coming
of it.
together. I think I might just call it Together or something.
Yeah.
And it's just about, you know
What
how
are
the world
colors-
is.
What are the colors that you guys are going with?
A lot of red and white.
Okay.
Yeah. I like red now.
I can't wait for everybody to see it. The stuff he's been working on is going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And like I can't wait to drop it. Like it's easily our best stuff yet. It's looking fantastic.
I like the Western one though. Like
The West
yeah,
one's
Flowers in the
fire,
Desert.
dude.
I'm
Yeah.
always this is a
I
tee
don't
from
know. The
that.
colors
Yeah.
are just like
The hat
they
is
hit,
from
yeah.
that. Yeah, that's easily one of my favorite collections. We went out to Joshua Tree to do the photo shoot for that one. It just felt like it was kind of like an affirming moment where like it just felt like a legit
Yeah.
ass brand.
The
We
blue
like-
jacket, dude. That's my favorite piece.
Yeah,
Not our
we used
bestseller at all,
jackets.
but the one with the deers, I love that, and I'm proud
love
of that
that
one.
jacket too,
That was the
Yeah.
Souls Meet Again
I
jacket.
think I haven't posted enough about those, honestly.
Yeah.
I think this winter they're gonna. I mean, we're almost out of it because I put another design on.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably low on jackets. I don't know, but that's his job. But gonna need more for sure.
Yeah.
Just trying to get that price down.
I think the Flowers of the Desert collection that's up to this point my favorite. What would you say? I mean, like I would like to. That's another thing real quick I'll say is like I really would like to like kind of find a space where we can talk to like people like our supporters and just kind of ask them like what their favorite pieces are and like what they love about us and what they think we should like improve on. I would love to like hear from like people that really fuck with us and like hear what they have to say about us. But Flowers of the Desert is 100% my favorite collection we've done so far. What about you? I'm just interested. I don't know. Meditation Project, I feel like you like a lot.
Yeah.
I like them all.
Yeah, I mean
But also, like,
they're all our babies.
I'm
but
ready to move on to the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the next shit coming is crazy, and the one after that will be even crazier. So I can't wait to like.
So
get
the
that
next shit
rolling.
that's coming, you can't.
I don't know much
don't know
about it.
yet?
I just know it's like
It's coming.
about togetherness and like coming together.
Yep.
Like
Okay, so
all of
coming
us.
together. So when can we expect that to drop?
What
Well,
month is it?
It's basically August right now.
This
Yeah,
month.
It's the end of July right now.
End of July.
End of August, early September.
I would say we're gonna try to shoot for like September to be more realistic about it. But like if it can be end of August, that'd be fire. But we'll see. Got a lot of stuff to do for it.
So we'll keep an eye out August,
Yeah.
August,
next
September. Yep.
And then Black Friday.
then Black
Big
Friday.
drop.
Keep an eye on that.
Yeah, big drop.
Well, guys, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Got to know you guys deeper than I ever.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was cathartic for us. I've never like spoken about the brand like in that much depth with cameras
Nah, it
on
was
and
good.
people. That
I'm
was fun.
tired now though.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Like
Yeah.
it drains you because you have to be locked into this conversation
Yeah.
and you're giving like thoughtful.
I'm like yawning over
Insight.
here,
yeah,
but
it's-
in a good way.
yeah, no, and I
Yeah.
completely understand. But it is a lot. It takes out a lot of you, you know.
It's like therapy.
Yeah, it's a cool. I don't know. I appreciate you guys stopping by and
Thank
like
you.
telling me everything and
Thank
like
you.
telling the viewers everything. So people who want to be just in your position, because you know, again, we take everything for granted sometimes,
for sure.
or forget about it. But
Yeah.
it's like people want to be in your position,
Yeah.
and then people could actually see and hear your story that it wasn't just like night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're super grateful, and I feel like we could keep going for hours and hours. So part 2, let us know
Yeah,
when you're
part
ready.
2,
We
yeah,
could go
we'll do
more in
another
depth
part
about
2.
a million things.
Definitely.
But yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much for having us. It
Yeah,
was
we
great.
could also do like a quick video right before a drop or something.
Yeah.
One of your bigger jobs, maybe Black Friday.
That'd
That'd
be
be sick.
cool.
and
Good
then we'll
idea.
just kind of go over the products, quick, overview, and then Black Friday comes and you guys drop.
Actually,
Yeah.
such a great idea. I'm so down for
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, you heard it here first. Standing at 5'6". Let's get it. Looking forward to the future.
Well, guys, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And that wraps it up.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's go.